Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're well. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about what is the difference between manifesting a specific person and love in general. Now, this topic comes after a lot of you asked me this question. Hey, Karan, would you recommend manifesting general love for me or manifesting a specific person for me? Would manifesting a specific person be easier? Or if I don't have a specific person, would that be easier? Or a question that, hey, I am manifesting a relationship, but I don't have a SP. So would it be difficult for me? Because all the advice out there is for people who manifest love in a specific person criteria, not love in general. So what are the differences? Which one is easy? Let's get into this in this video. I will cover all the details, and by the end of it, you will have your answer whether manifesting love in general is easy or whether manifesting a relationship with a specific person is easy. So first, before getting into anything, I would like to discuss some basics of what to do while you are manifesting a relationship. And this is for people who, if you are manifesting it in general, in the SP situations, this part of it remains the same, because this is where the misconception is. People think that just because I'm manifesting love in general, it would be way more easier than manifesting a SP. And this is the usual consensus I have, is because people think that because we have too many stories or attachment against this person, might be easier to just manifest love in general. So that would open up more opportunities for me. But sometimes then they get stuck in the same loop and it's the same story again. But this is a misconception. It's not that one thing is easier than others. Yes, eventually there are things that you need to work on differently, which I will, like I said, explain in this video. So I would just tell you here, and this is my process. So if this is not the process for someone else, that's completely on to you. But this is my process on how I usually cater to clients like who come to me for manifesting love or a relationship or things in that regard. Because I can only share what has worked for me and my clients. Yes, there are other processes out there which I have used in different situations, but this is what I majorly do. There are some times when people come where there are not many things to work on, and I know that you can manifest anything that you want at any timeline and things like that. I love that, but I, as a coach personally, because my focus is more on self development, I focus more on longevity. So I want that your manifestations come to you and they stay, right? So for me, just receiving the manifestation is not the metric of success. Because let's say you did start affirming today and then you receive it tomorrow, like what I have seen is that people lose that a lot of times, not because they like they shouldn't get it. It's just because they haven't changed the patterns that led to that manifestation ending, or the relationship going away, or them not getting what they want in the first place. So that's why I personally work with these metrics, and this is what I go through in my own, like, this is my metric, so my clients don't know I do this, but this is how I make my notes according to the sessions. So first I cover a lot of basics, right? So first I see how and what the person's situation actually is. Based on that, I first analyze what the first area that the person needs to work on. So it's important to me to see if other areas of your life are important, and this is for you too. If you are self analyzing and doing this for yourself, this is how you can do it. First ask yourself, are all areas of my life bad? Because most of the people who are hyper focused on manifesting a specific person, you will see a common theme of things not working out, not just in one area but in multiple areas. So you will see things not working out in love, money, career, or generally feeling not having much friends or connections, things in that side. And if that's you, if that's the case for you, or if you're someone who just generally does not have a good life, then I personally first have the person focus on self concept. There are multiple reasons for that. The first reason is, a lot of times, I think most of the times, when someone is lacking self concept work and they start working on the self concept part of it, they don't actually have to work on anything more. So after they work on the self concept part of it, a lot of times that just helps them manifest everything that they want, because they were never lacking anything to begin with. It's just that they needed that self concept work, and they needed to feel confident about themselves, and they needed to create a general overview of life that they want to actually get better at. So sometimes, most of the times, people who are coming from this place, especially in these situations where there is not much to focus on, like not much is going well, just doing self concept work can be highly beneficial to get everything. Now, if you have done your self concept work, and if your first answer is yes, I have, I would want to recheck that, because a lot of people say that I have, they haven't. And that creates this whole situation again, where they are wanting to work on their self concept but they haven't, and they are saying I have. And it just creates this dynamic where after 2 days of working on your self concept, you're like, oh, I have done it for 2 days now, what's next? Like, shall I form for my SP? Shall I just do this visualization? Shall I do this affirmation? Does not help. If you are someone who has to work on self concept, urgency in that is especially going to be not helpful. Then second, I check for relationship stories. Let's say someone has a great self concept, then I check for stories in terms of relationships. I usually check about their past, what kind of relationships they have seen, what kind of relationships they have been in, what are the dynamics that they have with their family, with their caregivers, with their parents, with their siblings, things like that. And that teaches me a lot about how they view interpersonal relationships and then eventually intimate relationships. So if someone has a good hold on their self concept, and I was talking about this with one of my clients, she said that, hey Karan, I'm someone who has a lot of money, I am someone who is very confident, but I suck at relationships. I don't know what more can I do to work on my self concept. Here the issue is not the self concept at all. So first, let me clear it up. Money is not your worth, right? Neither is your worth how educated you are, or how much you have studied, or your worth is not connected to those things, or how society views you in that regard. Your worth is connected to who you believe you are. Right now, of course, having more money makes you feel more worthy, because it gives you the illusion of power, and it does give you power, but it also gives you this illusion and this confidence of power. And when you have worked on yourself, it gives you this powerful feeling, because you know what you are worth and you have evidence to back that. But you being good in one area does not mean that you're good in another area. I can be a super billionaire and still not have confidence in terms of relationships, still act desperately in terms of relationships, still not have a good dynamic in intimate relationships, and still be needy or intimidated or things like that. So it does not really help. So then secondly, what you should work on is checking your stories in terms of relationships. Now, first check your stories in terms of general relationships, then check your stories in terms of relationships, in terms of romantic relationships, friendships, things in that regard. Because I'm assuming that if you have an issue with relationship stories, that you would want to work on multiple paths. Now, if your issue is just in general relationships, a lot of times, yes, just working on that can be enough, probably will help you get what you want. Now comes to the topic of what happens next. So a lot of times people have these stories, and this goes for both people, like SP people, general people. What happens next is you have to check what my idea of love is. And this is where it gets slightly complicated, because a lot of times my idea of love is not good. I don't feel safe in relationships. I don't, for example, let's say I'm a man who wants to manifest a woman in my life, right? And I don't feel safe in the idea of trusting women. What will happen is that I will always have resistance when I will manifest it. So yes, I can keep on affirming, but it will also bring up more resistance, because my body is actually trying to fight those affirmations, because it does not believe them at all. It's too far outside of my belief system, because I don't feel safe within it. And I'm trying to say that, oh, women love being with me, but in my mind, I don't trust women at all. So maybe I should be focused on the trust factor first. Or maybe I have been cheated on in 2 3 of my relationships, and my self concept has plummeted. I don't feel safe in the idea of relationships, so maybe I sabotage my relationships. Then that's something that I should work on, right? So it's now finding out what can I do to work on my relationships and safety in terms of relationships and things in that regard. Now, these are all metrics. You don't have to work on each and every one. These are just things that I'm telling you generally that come up, which if you have one of these patterns, you can check. Then comes usually there's some inner child work that can help. Now, this is not to say that you need to do this. This helps generally. If you want to feel more confident and you feel that you have inner child wounds or issues, then working on your inner child, doing some meditations, stuff like that. I have one already as a guided meditation in my self-concept course. So for anyone who has the course can check it out. I'm pretty sure there must be some good ones here for free on YouTube. So anyone who doesn't have the course can check them out here. So inner child work, I do a lot of work there. And a lot of times when it comes to the resistance factor, you need to learn how to handle resistance. I already have 2 videos on resistance. I will link them down below. I link my resistance videos down below with every video that I ever make. So you can check that out in any video, because I think that handling resistance is the most important thing while manifesting. Then this is where it becomes slightly specific towards the SP criteria. So if you're someone who has to work on relationships in general, this is where your work slightly drops, especially on this part. If you are manifesting a specific person in general, you will need to work at some point on the forgiveness factor, right? Now, as I said in one of my videos before, no one is pushing you to manifest this person. It is your own conscious adult decision to go after this person, knowing full well the situations that have happened between it. So you might say that, hey Karan, I don't want to forgive because I feel it's unfair to me. Great. But then that does not fall in line with you manifesting. So I'm not pushing you to go after manifesting it. Neither am I telling you that you have to forgive. But understand that the decision that you're making has to come with everything aligned. And if you are choosing to, your choice, if you are choosing to go after manifesting this person, then you also have to understand that that might come with me having to deal with all these things, and me having to be in a situation where I will have to work on that resentment, and where I will have to work on that forgiveness. It might be unfair, yes, but that's my choice, right? Now comes to the next part, and this is where both is common. And usually, let's say I'm a woman manifesting a man. For me, maybe I put men on the pedestal because of the love criteria in my life. And for someone who's manifesting a SP, the pedestalization can be that I pedestalize my SP. Now the pedestalization part, when it's there, what you should ideally be focused on is focusing on putting yourself first, like working on your self concept, because we don't want to demean anyone. We only want to put ourselves in a position where we just feel everyone as equal, not someone who's above us, right? So that's where self-concept work comes. So all in all, these are the things that you eventually work on. And then there are specifics which depends on the client, and like, of course, I cannot analyze that for you here. But if you are someone who's manifesting a person and interpreting if I should go general or like which one would be better, eventually it's your choice to make. I would say that if you feel that the reason that I'm going after the SP is just because of my insecurities, just because of my fear of being wrong, just because I'm too attached, things like that, then I would want to actually first work on all that, just to clarify why do I even want to waste my time going after this thing. Now if it is worth it for you, great, go after it. But eventually it's your decision. Whichever decision that you take, these are the things that you would usually have to work on. It's not much different to manifest love in general and manifest a specific person. It's just that when you're manifesting love in general, you're focusing on the qualities that you want. If you're manifesting a specific person, then you're focusing on the qualities that you want in that person, right? So the difference comes just here. Yes, what I have seen is people who are manifesting love in general have slightly better timing with manifesting it, because I believe that there is less attachment. So there is less attachment to this one person, but that does not mean that they don't have their fair own personal share of struggles that they don't have to deal with while manifesting a SP. Because maybe someone who's manifesting a relationship in general can pedestalize 3 people at the same time. So that's not actually helpful too. So it depends on the situation to situation, but here is your answer. I hope it's clear for you, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next one.